Welcome to Equestrian Adventuresses, the show. I think we're lost.
We're never lost. Where tarmac ends, adventure begins.
The GPS says to turn right at the third sheep field.
Well, was that it?
I'm standing in Poros Island in Greece, and behind me is Galatas, where we caught the ferry boat. You won't find the boats on the internet, so we just pulled up, paid €7, jumped on the boat, and off we went. It was very interesting for me to see in the Greek Orthodox monastery Jesus and his disciples making the Buddhist and Hinduism Om. We are in Poros and we are catching the ferry boat. I just wanted to briefly mention the cameraman, which is actually
Hi.
my husband Christian. We met a few years ago in a car rally. We both were driving from England to Mongolia, and we met in Azerbaijan, also trying to catch a ferry boat. We like ferries.
Last night we were shopping postcards and we found this bookmark here, and it shows an amazing spot with a shipwreck. We had to interrogate the lady selling the postcards. The lady wrote me, so she said it's Zakynthos. So we found out it's about a 7-hour drive from where we are right now and involves 2 ferries. So
This one we're about to take, and then another random one, which we have no information if the ferry boat is happening today, what
When,
times are the ferries, or how much it costs. Don't know.
So we're just winging it, and we're trying to get there to take an even more amazing photo of that spot.
This cliff is pretty high.
To the island of Lesbos to meet with the adventuress Rita, owner of Ippos Horse Riding and Excursions. We checked into our beautiful seaside hotel overlooking Turkey and then headed out to find a taxi to take us to Rita's.
Plan B, we rented a scooty bike and headed to Rita's.
Right, this one's my baby Athena, and she's an Anglo-Arab, and she's my sport little baby. You can even just go and sit right in front of her, and she's not gonna say anything. She's quite happy being here. And she's one of the little bit difficult ones. The other ones are much quieter. So if you see right here, this is Donna. This is our dragon mare. Quite a strong character over there. And right next to her is Manos. And Manos is born and bred here. So Manos has only lived here, and he's just a very, very easygoing guy. And you've got his mother right over there, Juliet. She is my Zen girl. Oh, someone's quite gossipy there. She's my Zen girl. I use her a lot with yoga sessions and meditation, so she's just so easygoing. The horses kind of chose me, and I feel very comfortable with them in the field. I spend a lot of time in here. And I even have a little swing that whoever wants to just go and sit there and chill around with the horses. Hello, my name is Rita. I'm 32 years old, and I've been running and operating a small little yard in the village of Molivos, the island of Lesbos. It's been open since 2012. We're very lucky because we can combine mountain riding and beach riding, and you don't get that very often. I have grown up here. I'm sure that Crystal is gonna love it here. I've done my BHAs in England, and right now I am doing my FA coach levels in Athens.
We hit the trail and explore the beautiful place that Rita calls home.
Lesbos is a very old island. It is very close to Turkey, and we actually have daily boat trips. We're quite a big island. It's the third biggest island in Greece. They say that there are 6,000 horses. A lot of them are privately owned, but we do also have some wild horses up in the mountains. Lesbos is not a very popular touristic island, and that is also the beauty of here. The main source of income here is agriculture, so a lot of the people here live from the land. We have a lot of sheep and goats and very nice milk and cheese. This area, Molivos, and a couple of villages around are the main touristic area. It's a very beautiful island to explore and very traditional. So most Greek islands are very populated and very popular, and this one's a little bit more laid back and quiet. Not a lot of people know about this island, but the few that do know it, they fall in love with the island and they just keep coming.
Meanwhile, I started falling in love with all of the cats of the island. And don't even get me started on the food.
Apparently in Greece they have something called Coca-Cola plus coffee. So I'm gonna try that for the first time now for your own entertainment. That is actually Coca-Cola with coffee.
I am really enjoying my time in Molivos, getting to know Rita and her lovely animals. But I soon learned that not everything was always so easy for Rita.
So we did have the big refugee crisis in 2015, where it did influence the tourism of the island. Not a lot of people wanted to come, a lot of charter flights got cancelled. It wasn't dangerous, we never felt threatened, it was just people that needed a little bit of help, a bottle of water to drink, and they just were passing through. Everything got back to normal for us the next year, but it didn't for the tourism, so it was portrayed in the media much longer than it was happening, and we just got a bad name for the island that we didn't deserve that much. There is a very big horse culture on the island, so a lot of the agriculture people have their own horses. It is passed through from generation to generation, but I do find a big difference when the older generations had horses. It was their way of transportation, so they did take very good care of them. But the newer generations have it as a hobby, and you can see a little difference in the way they treat them. They use them more for like a portray of their masculinity, and sometimes they don't treat them as they should. There isn't a lot of education on horses, and I'm slowly trying to change it. If anybody is willing to listen to a woman. They want to show off how difficult their horses are and how good they ride them by staying on. Unfortunately, horses have a bad name, and sometimes it has affected me as well. So I go to the schools and I offer free rides for the children, and a lot of the teachers would come to me and say, "Are you crazy? We're not bringing the children to horses, they might get kicked." So horses got a bad name because of the festivals. But there are a few nice people. A lot of people don't know, they don't realize that difference. And also just the simple English style of riding is completely different from the typical Greek style. For me, as a woman rider on the island, I am seen as something very different. The way I've dealt with it is, first of all, I do have a few men that do agree with my methods, and most of the times I get help from them to when I have to deal with these negative macho guys, that I do get support from other people. Most of the time I just ignore the bad behavior and I do my own thing, and whoever wants to follow me, they do. So when I first opened, I brought in a horsemanship Australian guy who really helped me to see a different way on how to approach horses. So now I have kind of a combination of horsemanship and the classical dressage and show jumping techniques. Most of the times when they see a bunch of ladies riding through the village, they're gonna look at us very strange, but I do enjoy that. Like, I do enjoy it. It does make the young girls curious and they come to ride. There is a bigger movement, I think, also. So I've been here now operating for 7 years, and I slowly see more and more women trying it out.
We stopped for some lunch along the way. After lunch, we explore the village.
up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you get
My horses are not local breeds. The local breed is quite small, but it's very sturdy. But I do find it a little bit too small. So the local breed is around 130, 120, 130 in height, and my horses are about 150, 160. They are mainly Hafliger and Arabian type, and because they are grown up on the island, they are sure-footed. We do have rough terrain here. Our field is also, the field that they live in is also quite rough, so they have it in their paddock and they know how to move around here. Sometimes I call my horses little goats because they're quite I'm quite impressed sometimes on how easily they just manage rough terrain.
Lovely. I love that.
What's her name?
Athena. Athena is great.
People are very friendly here. The best way to know this area is through a horse, because you do get to explore many different things. You get to see traditional things that a normal tourist wouldn't be able to enjoy. What is also very nice is because Molivos is a touristic destination, a lot of the local children, their parents work only in the summer season, so they are very busy in the summer season. And most of the children that come for horse riding, they come basically the whole day and they help me around at the yard. And I love the fact that I give the opportunity to the village to get into the whole horse culture. I also like the fact that it is mixed boys and girls.
Oh, I can't believe my trip is ending. Can I live here, Rita? Next time on Equestrian Adventuresses, I travel to the happiest country in the world to meet the friendly Buddhist people of Bhutan. I fly into the world's most dangerous airport. I return to the Tiger's Nest Temple to make another wish. I bring a group of adventuresses with me to see the horses and to experience one of my favorite countries. I tackle my fear of heights. I ride through the fairy tale forests of the Himalayas, and I pursue my quest to get young women around the world in the saddle.